Welcome back, guys, to Phoenix Wright's Spirit of Justice, where last episode our first period of trial come to conclusion with us not really getting anywhere. The Founder's Orb itself is no longer really the subject of talk, as now it's about the murder of Dr. Buff, and that's Arable is fingered for the crime. Now we're defending, of course, the Divine Dragon sign, which means we now have a client to defend, in a way, to be able to get hold of this orb. So the trial will be resuming shortly. Let's find out who our next witness is, our new witnesses. Well, let's go see what new testimony awaits us. Indeed. Things aren't exactly looking great for Team Defiant Dragon at this point in time. All right, the court is back in session. Mr. Wright, you said you had a witness. Your Honor, I would like to call the lone survivor of the doctor's murder to the stand. Ah. Wait, you can't mean the Sarge is here. You mean Dr. Buff's reclusive son? How did you get him to cooperate? Nothing a little persuasion couldn't handle. The poor child only agreed to help if it meant catching the killer. Getting a kid like that to overcome his fear. Now that's impressive. This must be really important testimony for the kid to come out in public like this. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please call your witness to the stand. The question is he there in person? No legs probably tells us not. Oh my! Sergeant Buff at your service, sir! He's here as the drone? Really? Mr. Wright, what exactly is the meaning of this? Past trauma has rendered it impossible for the witness to venture into public. Leaving home was hard enough, and it seems leaving the witness lobby was just too much. But I would still like to continue with testimony delivered via this drone. I understand it must be terrible to lose one's father like that. But testimony via remote-controlled toy. Well, let's take things for a spin and see how it goes. Who's piloting this trial anyway? Judge sure warmed up to the idea fast. I think the phrase you're looking for is gave up. You disappoint me, Corporal Justice, to think I once called you comrade. Ah! Defending the man who killed Papa. That's full-on treason, soldier. I hereby demote you back to private. Corporal? Private? What's he talking about, Apollo? It's a long story. And now then, are you ready to testify, youngster? Locked and loaded, sir. Ready to rain lead down upon the perpetrator. Ha 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 ha! You play with your mustache, tweaker. What did happen that evening? Papa met with someone the night he died. I didn't have eyes on the ground, as I'd already mounted my siege defense, but I did hear him arguing with someone in his study. From my window, I saw the one designated Dats getting ejected from the premises. After that, the man lingered around the perimeter for some time. He must have regrouped and killed my papa in the study later. I just know it. So he was thrown out, but later returned and committed the murder, did he? Yes, Your Honor. So the man my client saw really must have been the fleeing Mr. Arable. Objection! Right, you backstabbing no good. I didn't kill no one. It's the enemy. Ready all missiles and fire! Whoa, 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 whoa! Ha 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 ha! Capitalist pig! I'll turn you into pork strong enough. Oh, he's not just a soldier then. He's not just a soldier that I've given a British soldier, kind of like, yeah, that's all the olden times. But he's actually Russian. Or communist, is how we'd have to look at it right now. Capitalist pig! I'll turn you into pork strong enough. And that's just a taste of my ultimate anti-swine weapon. Whoa, it fires missiles too? Yes, well, the witness is all yours, Mr. Justice. Do I want him? Well, let's start our pressing. What happened that evening? Baba met with someone the night he died.
Hold it!
Your father met with someone? Could you be more specific? No. I was in the midst of a crucial defensive siege operation. Right. You're referring to how you don't leave your room, correct? You never know where the enemy might be lurking outside the siege perimeter. What about, school? Oh, I don't go to boot camp. I'm a soldier. A sergeant doesn't associate with rookies, still too green to fight. With a kid like this, I bet Dr. Buff won't be getting any rest in the afterlife either. It was very brave of you to come to the courthouse today. But what was that you said about a siege offense? Oh, that, well... I didn't have eyes on the ground, as I'd already mounted my siege defense, but... Well, if you already mounted it, why didn't you not have eyes on the ground? Sarge, I've always wondered. Who or what are you battling? That's, classified. Even so, it may be relevant to this case.
Objection!
I don't know if you're the right person to be asking about things like that. That's right. Such matters need to be handled with a certain delicacy. Oh, I guess curiosity got the better of me. You will talk and no action, soldier. Out on the battlefield, I ain't the number of pretty words in your repertoire, but the number of bullets in your gun belt that counts. Easy for you to say. You're the one with all of them. Would the witness please tell this court what he saw and heard that night? So many statements to press on. I did hear him arguing with someone in the study. What was the argument about? I heard things like, where's the orb? And are you to find dragons really criminals? It sounded really volatile, like a war might break out any second. So the two of them had an argument when Dats came to get the orb. Did you see or hear anything else? Yeah, I heard them arguing, and then silence. From my window, I saw the one designated Dats getting ejected from the premises. What were you doing with the drone all this time? How was Mr. Arable acting? Like a conquered trooper retreating with his tail between his legs. A trooper? Well, I guess he does dress like he's in the military. I bet those two would have really hit it off had they met under different circumstances. Yeah, I can see that. And so the defeated soldier was expelled, but that wasn't the end. After that, the man lingered around the perimeter for some time.
Hold it!
That does seem suspicious. He kept hiding behind trees and telephone poles and stealing glances at our house. It's just what he does. Well, he couldn't exactly leave without the orb. I bet he was angry that he'd been kicked out. He must have regrouped and killed my papa in the study later. I just know it.
Hold it!
I haven't really got anything good out of this thus far. But don't you keep your front door unlocked? If so, then anyone could have got in. That's true. Papa didn't keep our house locked up. He said there was no need because there were only good people in Khura'in village. Yet he ended up dead anyway. Only a monster could do what they did to my kind, trusting papa. There will be no mercy. I vow swift and terrible vengeance. I'll carpet bomb the killer with everything in my arsenal. Fire! While I sympathize with you, witness, you will refrain from firing Gatling guns in this court. So Sarge saw Dats too. And just when I thought things couldn't get any worse. I wonder why he hung around after being thrown out. I hate to say this, but if Dats is proven to be the killer, we'll lose the orb to the plaintiff. So our only option is to prove that the Flying Dragons had nothing to do with the murder. Wow, there's a whole lot of nothing to really be checking on here. Right, what am I going with? Let's start reading some stuff. See where I can get something with. It's going to be something related to Sarge, so... Time of death, May 15th, 10 PM to 11 PM. Cerebral hemorrhaging after being struck on the back of the head with the corner of an unidentified object. Did need to check that out at some point in time. The robbery report that was filed that we checked out and we got the poor thing from. The reading glasses, that's gonna come into things in the future, I imagine. The raincoat, was it raining that night? No, it wasn't. Okay. Glowing moss, that's related to somewhere else entirely. The email itself was from Paul Attition Wimperson. Sarge's drone, equipped with a camera and a microphone. Wait. Is it always on? He's basically his own security cam, right? He'd have been able to film him on the premises. He did have eyes on the ground. He has a literal camera that might have been on the whole time. Is that what I'm looking at here? And a microphone that may... Does this thing record? Does it record? Is this like a bolt in the blue? Again, obviously the evidence has to relate to the kid. So is this what I'm going with? Sarge, are you hiding something from me? How dare you question your superior officer like that? You want to get in on this stroganoff action with Pig Boy over there, soldier? Sorry, but I'm afraid lawyers have missile proof. What? Would the defense care to explain? It's simple, Your Honor. Just as he is able to see what is happening in court right now, Sarge was able to see what was happening in the study then. With his cherished drone, of course. Ah, now that you mention it. And to think, the answer was right before our eyes this whole time. Sarge, you were perfectly capable of patrolling the study that night. So you must have seen something. Oh, I was going, maybe, again, correct for the wrong reason. Ah! I'm hit! What is this strange new weapon you're using against me? Courtroom warriors don't use guns or missiles because evidence is our weapon of choice. And the evidence has exposed your bold-faced lie. My truth bomb, Sarge, has stripped your defenses bare. Truth bomb? No! Ah! Mayday! Mayday! I'm going down! Oh my! Are you alright? Evidence. Never have I seen such fearsome ordnance. Tell it to us straight, Sarge. After all, you want to help your father, don't you? Papa. Yes, you want to find out who killed him, don't you? So please, tell us what you saw that night. It's not what you think. I didn't see anything. I swear. You sure? You seem awfully stressed for someone who didn't see anything. Ah! Ah! Sarge, you need to answer my question. Shut your pie hole, maggot! I'll be a scorching day in Siberia before a lowly private like you orders me around. What's with him in Siberia of all places? But if the scorching day is what it'll take, then maybe it's time to turn up the heat. Hey, Athena. You think a therapy session might help? Well, it could help alleviate some of his anxiety. Plus, I'm picking up a lot of discord in Sarge's voice. That usually means the patient wants to say something, but can't for some reason. And in Sarge's case, I imagine whatever's plaguing him is pretty severe. In that case, I'll leave it to you and your mood matrix magic. You got it! Your Honor, I believe I can be of help here. And time for a therapy session, is it, Miss Sykes? Yes, it will help the witness with his anxiety, maybe even enough to testify. Then by all means, please bring the poor child out into the light of day. Oh, but I assume this will be alright with you, Mr. Wright? Why not? It's not like we all haven't been through this before. What are you butting in for, lady? There ain't a place on this battlefield for you! Objection! No, you want double slap. I beg to differ, Sarge. This G.I. Jane's always ready for a fight in the courtroom. I'll wait until you see what I've got in my arsenal. Analytical psychology. With it, I'm going to blow a big old hole in the armor you've built around your heart. Wah! The first evidence now, analytical psychology! Where are these WMDs coming from? Well, if it's a battle you want, bring it on. You may have started this war, but I'm going to end it. Corpse woman Sykes. You got it, Sarge. Time to seek out the agony buried deep in your heart. Brace yourself. It's therapizing time. And that's not the actual word, but still. It's like divinizations. It's all good. I stayed in my room until with my drone that evening. Very unhappy. I heard Dad and Papa arguing with each other. Surprised to hear an argument. Sad as well. Sad is going to be a general theme, I feel there. Lads got kicked out, but I saw him still hanging around outside. Again, surprise and sadness is probably, considering the anxiety we feeling, is kind of standard. I was in my room, so I didn't know Papa was dead until the next day. And we have our inconsistency. Isn't he less surprised at Dad's being, like, his dad being dead than Dad's being outside? Got it! That's strange. You reacted with shock when you discovered your father's body. Yet you weren't nearly as shocked then as when you saw Mr. Arable. Normally, you'd expect the death of one's father to be much more impactful. Enemy fire! Direct hit! That is strange. I wonder what it could mean. Well, we know he wasn't as affected by his father's death as he should have been. And I think I know why. Oh? Sarge, you weren't as shocked at seeing your father's body as seeing Mr. Rebel because you're scared of Mr. Rebel? You'd already seen his body or something else shocked you? I guess it would be number 2. You already knew your dad was dead but couldn't go out and do it. Were you the one who reported? Were you the one who phoned anonymously because you didn't want anyone to know who you were? That could be a case as well. So but if we go with that, then that would mean that Mr. Rebel was seen after the death, after the murder, which would place our client in the bestest place proper. Was that proper words? I don't know. Sarge. Maybe the truth is, you left your room that night. And that's when you saw it. Your father's body. I saw no such thing! Really? You didn't see his body? Alright then. What did you see? Because you were prepared for it after all. Look, Apollo. We lost some noise. So, just as I suspected, he really did see something. Sarge, please, tell us what you saw. Oh, but... The moment I saw it, I couldn't bear it. I couldn't stand to lose yet another loved one. Huh? Am I missing something here? Is that why you weren't very shocked when you found out your father was dead? Because you had already sensed that he was a goner somehow? Maybe. Please, Sarge, what was it you saw on the night of your father's murder? I saw... What's happening? I don't like where this is going. No more, please! Ah! Help! What, you took Widget? I've confiscated your little toy. The battlefield has no place for unauthorized equipment. Widget? Apollo, I can't continue the session without him. Calm yourself, this innocent witness. I hereby order you to submit to your therapy session. What in blazes? Look at me. I'm judge, jury, and executioner now. I hereby convene a military tribunal. Whoa. This has gone way too far. Bailiff, arrest that drone this instant. Stop resisting! If you don't come quietly, I'll fire! Ah! You put it back right. Ah! And that was game over. Everyone was dead. The end. Phew. Finally got him back. Nice work. This witness is truly a handful. 2, 3, 4. Miss Sykes, what's the witness's current psychological state? Let's see. He's emotionally all over the map. So his out of control emotions are in control of him, huh? Does that mean we can calm him down if we can figure out the root cause? Yes, so let's see what we can find. Sarge, can you hear me? Oh, is that you, Corpsewoman Sykes? I'm here. Now, I want you to take a few deep breaths. Just try to relax. Try it with me. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. What's this, Lamas? In, out. In, out. And now, let your emotions take you where they will. Go on, just let it all out. Ah! All forces, attack! That's the least relaxing breathing exercise I've ever seen. Raging emotions time. Right, just sad and surprised all around. So we're not going for emotions because the emotions are out of whack. So what are we going for? That's what's still hanging around after he got kicked out when I heard more fighting and I got worried about Papa. Ah, well this changes completely everything. Dats was outside. You're surprised when you saw Dats outside because of course if they're fighting then it's not with Dats, so who's the other person? So I left my room, but suddenly I got dizzy and passed out. Oh, really? I remember a flame lighting up the room. Oh. And Papa grinning with delight. Why? That's when he must have been killed. If only I hadn't passed out. What? So he has 2 out of control emotions, huh? And all we have to do is find out what's causing them to run wild like this. Yes, whatever the cause, it should appear somewhere in the mood matrix. Let me know if you think you found it. Ah, easier said than done. Don't suppose you have any ideas on where to start? Well, I would think about Sarge's personality in his past. Those are the things that shape a person's emotions. You should be able to find something to work with from there. Okay, well, what we're going with, obviously, didn't his mum pass away in a fire? You remember a flame lighting up the room? Well, we know there was no fire present that we know of. Well, I'm guessing what's going to be the craziest thing going on at this point in time. Papa grinning with delight. Why would Papa, who lost his wife with flames, you know, am I making things up now? Sometimes I wonder where my memory's going because, of course, you play episodes so sparsely. We've got weeks to go on everything. So it's just trying to bring the memory of what I've seen before and what I've done before. So I guess this imagery here would be a little bit too much. Either way, it's got to be the fire, because the fire wasn't present. But why would his dad be like that if that was what happened in the past? Got it! That's it! Sarge, you were overcome with shock and fear when you saw those flames, weren't you? Was I? Yes, just 6 months ago, you and your mother were caught up in an arsonist's blaze. So it's no wonder you would be extremely scared of fire. I should stop doubting myself, shouldn't I? Yes, that does make sense. And maybe, just maybe, your subconscious fear of fire was what caused you to withdraw from the world. What do you mean, Corpsewoman Sykes? In the outside world, you were bound to come across all sorts of fire. Candles, cigarettes, heck, even the grill at a diner. Even if it's not that often, just the idea that you might see them grew bigger and bigger until you couldn't shut it out. I think you might be onto something. The candles, cigarettes, just thinking about them sends a chill down my spine. Wow, the things I take for granted. Now I see. I was afraid of the fire. Strange, I didn't even realize it myself. About that fire, Sarge, can you tell me what it was burning? Stay calm and maybe someone will come to you. Oh, I'm starting to remember. It was that relic. That relic Papa was studying. It was on fire. What? The orb was on fire? It's still kind of fuzzy. But yes, the orb was burning right in front of Papa. And there in the flames was... Mama? Yes, I remember. I saw Mama appear amid the dancing flames. Wait, what? Now we know what it's linked to, so maybe that could be a thing? I don't even know. Also, why would he be so happy seeing that imagery? What's going on here? Maybe it's a memory from the fire that killed his mother. He might be confusing it with what really happened when his father died. So let me guess, more therapy? Yep, but this time, it seems there's an inconsistency in his statements. And I think we should be able to prove it with the evidence at hand. What, the Founder's Orb wasn't there? I hope this inconsistency is the key to proving that the relic really is the Founder's Orb. Dats was still hanging around after you got kicked out when, we've seen this, I heard more fighting and got worried about Papa. So I left my room, but suddenly I got dizzy and passed out. I remember a flame lighting up the room and Papa grinning with delight. The relic was on fire and I saw Mama's face inside. I was about to say, what's the new statement? That's when Papa must have been killed, if only he hadn't passed out. Well, it's going to be this one because this one's updated. He's currently holding the orb and that's not where the orb, that's not what we found is. So that is nice and easy. Nice and easy.
Objection!
Don't blame yourself, Sarge. After all, even if you hadn't passed out, the outcome would have been the same. What do you mean? I'm talking about the time of death. Your father wasn't killed right after you left your room. What? Explain yourself at once, Private Justice. You said you saw your father burning the orb, right? But that night, he went out to hide it in a cave. Indeed. So what you saw, Sarge, was something that happened before your father left to hide the orb. Ah! So you see, you didn't pass out right before he was killed. You passed out right before he left the cave to hide the orb and the runes within. So, even though I hadn't passed out, that's right, the outcome would have been exactly the same. That's because your father, Dr. Buff, was killed after he returned from the ruins. And therefore, Sarge, there's no need for you to blame yourself. Oh, I see. Private Justice, can you really say I bear no blame in this? Why'd you ask? Because the truth is, if I hadn't engaged in my siege defense, Papa would still be alive. Sarge, Papa wished nothing more than for me to lead a happy, healthy life. That's why he quit his job and moved us out, away from the big city. But even then, I didn't have the courage to set foot into the outside world. And in the end, I failed to make Papa's wish come true. And so on that bombshell, with more to be said, we leave it till next time. Another episode of Spirit Justice complete. Spirit Justice, that sounds cool too. Don't need the of in the middle of there. We maybe have got rid of the noise to be able to get ourselves a great secret from a certain Sarge, a certain son of Dr. Buff. I'll see you next time for more. Bye-bye.